Right. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream, Brandon, and congratulations to, or Brendan, sorry, and congratulations to everyone who received a gift membership. We are going to be playing a little bit of Minecraft today while we talk about a new policy that's rolled out and will soon be affecting, if not has already affected, a bunch of people using YouTube. Let me just check the mic, because it seems to be picking up more than I'm intending. Okay. That's fine. Alright, let's go to Minecraft. We'll play a little bit of the game. And when we get in, I'm gonna turn the audio down just a wee bit, because it's a bit loud right now. Connection is a bit slow, it seems. Let's do options, music and sounds. Let's just bring it down. Let's bring that. Alright, and then that's good. So for those of you who don't know, there is a new, I guess, guideline or practice rolling out for all sorts of places, but particularly for YouTube. They are impacting who is allowed to watch YouTube. And from what I understand, unfortunately, it's hard to find resources. Hi, Infinity. Shout out to Infinity who let me know about this. Hi, Nova. How you doing? So it's hard to find resources about it online right now, unfortunately, that are like not just reactive news. Like there's so many people are documenting it on the internet, but it's hard to find like sources that are going to be like credible. So I did have a little bit of a struggle finding credible sources for this. But so correct me where and when I'm wrong, please. Hello, Jay. But for those of you who don't know, they are going to use AI to decide who is allowed to watch YouTube. And if the AI itself thinks that you are too young, if you're under 16 according to AI, then they're just going to disable your account, if not remove it entirely, which is ridiculous. Nova says, my issue is that it is auto AI moderated, and from the POV of the spectrum, I watch content that YouTube would deem for kids. I'm extremely hyperfixated on Minecraft. I'm afraid that it would flag me. Same with Lego and dinosaurs. Jay says, yeah. Infinity says, I heard someone suggest looking up how to do taxes repeatedly. Yep, that could work in the short term. Yeah. Jay says this is why I made that post yesterday, by the way. Yes. So, Infinity let me know about it yesterday, and Jay posted about it yesterday as well. So I am honestly slow on the uptake, but I have a platform in which we can discuss these things and discuss what's happening and what we want to do about it and all of that. So I wanted to do that. So let's talk about it. Brennan says, can you put in the 666 seed? I don't think I will, but thanks for the suggestion. This is the community server, so I'm not changing seeds. We're just hanging out. And we got some cute little chickens in the coop that need to, you know, be farmed a little bit. Just maybe. Jay says this This is gonna affect more than my channels. We use YouTube for lyric videos and my voice lessons. Yeah, that's another thing I want to bring up. Because YouTube is so widespreadly used at the moment, it's gonna affect so many contexts beyond just children using it independent of, like, parental consent or awareness. Like, it's going to affect my ability to teach, because if I were in the classroom and I wanted them to follow along with me online for a tutorial that I could only put on YouTube for accessibility reasons, I can't do that anymore. They might not have the GPU or the data in order to download and store videos that I send them for, like, tutorials or whatever. And so it'll impact students who are online needing to take classes. It affects classrooms. It affects so many things. Infinity says, do you think modded YouTube could be viable? Possibly. I'm not familiar with modded YouTube. I don't really do a lot with mods. So I think somebody else would have a better and more educated answer than I would. I think if we, as, like, a whole, express our distaste about this, there is definitely a possibility of getting this rescinded before it even affects us, or if we throw a big enough fit about it, they might cancel it sooner than later. But the fact that they want to do this is still causing damage, in my opinion. And to those of you who it will affect more than others, I'm so sorry. And it sucks. Brennan says, what's the Minecraft seed? I don't know. I think at one point it told us what the seed was here, but I don't know. I didn't spawn here, though. Infinity says, I haven't modded YouTube yet, but I might start soon. If you do, let me know how it's going. I can't give you support, but maybe you can teach me how to do it. Alright. Let's do a couple shovels. Let's do some terraforming. Jay says, it's good to see you all today, at least. Yes, I agree. It's good to see you guys. Oh, that's a dangerous pit. Let's fix that. So yeah, if somebody is watching this VOD and you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can definitely look it up. There are plenty of videos explaining it. You can just look up, like, YouTube AI policy, probably, and that'll probably give you enough information. But yeah, my channel will not be affected, as in YouTube is not going to get rid of my channel, because in order to monetize my channel at all, or be able to join the partner program, I had to dox myself to YouTube so that I could access my credit card information and send me money when people donate. So in that sense, they've been doing this. And so people who have already joined the partner program, and for those of you who are wondering what the qualifications for that are, it's basically have, what is it, 1,000 subscribers and 3, I forget what it is. but it's a smaller portion of watch hours to subscribers ratio. Syed says, man, I just got an email about the gift and was confused. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. Let's plant some flowers, get them out of my inventory. Infinity said, oh, Jay says, this week has been weird for so many other reasons. Yeah. I remember you said that you're going through a couple of things that aren't necessarily bad, but they're weird. I hope that things chill out for you soon. There we go. Infinity says, I think a good plan might be for as many people as possible to start using alternative sites in addition to YouTube so we can slowly phase the alternative sites into being viable alternatives. That's a good idea, Infinity, says Jay. And I agree. If anybody has any suggestions, don't leave links that will not work out. Even if I thought having links in a live stream would be a good idea, YouTube itself kind of removes the ability. So just leave a title that people can search, and anyone who wants to look into that option can. And thank you in advance. Jay says, do you have any suggestions for other places I can find music and lyric videos? Infinity says, yep, because YouTube is still too big to have proper competition, but if we can slowly build up other sites, we might have a chance. Yes. We got some smart folks in the chat. Okay. Typically, so Spotify is also impacted by this. I believe Spotify is actually more toxically affected than YouTube, if that's even possible. Spotify will just up and remove your account, whereas YouTube is just like stopping your account from being effective, if that makes sense. Like, you can still get your account back from YouTube. I just paved an entirely wrong path here. That's okay. We can make it turn here. I know Genius Lyrics. They have lyrics and stuff. I don't know if there's any like actual music videos though outside of YouTube. So many places, like Infinity said, YouTube has monopolized so much that a lot of places, even if they have videos, they just kind of link to YouTube. So I guess we have homework, don't we? I have coffee and Patreon. Which ones do I have? I have a Ko-fi, right? So as the live streamer, I am able to share links in chat. This is my Ko-fi. Unfortunately, I think you might have to... Let me see if I can. Hold up. I'm gonna log into my Ko-fi. Let's switch to just chatting. Right here. If I go to my page and I create a video, for example. Let's see. I'm not saying anything, so. Okay. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is my Ko-fi. This is what it looks like when you add a video of some sort. You need to add a URL. So if I go to my page and I look at the videos that I've uploaded, this is just uploaded straight from YouTube. There are these little, like, if you subscribe to the Froggy Fables tier subscription membership thing or whatever, I uploaded these specifically, but like the video itself just links to YouTube. So Ko-fi doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. Infinity says the main site I know the existence of other than YouTube is Nebula, but I have not verified if it could be a viable option. All right. Nebula is premium streaming from independent creators. Get unlimited ad-free access. I don't see anything that could be problematic, so let's show it. Premium streaming from independent creators. Get unlimited ad-free access to exclusive originals, bonus content, and early releases from creators you love. If I sign up, wow. Okay, that is expensive. Dang. Okay. So this is just what I'm getting looking at it. I wonder... Explore, store. So you can subscribe for specific people or things, but then also you can just subscribe in general, it seems. But either way, it looks like you need to pay money to do stuff, which of course is not ideal, but it's just one option among, I'm sure, many. And rule number one of creativity and doing things that, let me go back. Rule number one of inventions is they are invented out of necessity. So since this has happened, I think there are going to be enough people mad about it that we're going to see alternatives to YouTube be created. We might not have anything right now, but it doesn't mean that we won't have them in the next couple of months. And I believe the time frame on this was December 2025, so we do have a couple of months before it rolls out. We have a couple of months for them not to actually implement it. We have a couple of months for people to create alternatives if they do commit to this entirely. One thing I want to emphasize is, while it is frustrating and inconvenient, like a creeper blowing up what I'm working on, nobody wants this, right? But it's not the end of the world. We will always find ways to get through it and to overcome. And so, in the sense that, you know, fear makes a lot of people take action, when people say we should be very afraid of this, yes, in a way, But I don't want this to be, like, triggering anxiety for anybody, because while it's not great, and it's not a sign of wonderful, brilliant things to come, we will get through this. I promise. Infinity says subscription pay is kind of necessary for ad-free, unfortunately, so the next option would be to look with ads, but not YouTube. Got it. And then Infinity said, I thought it was happening August 13th this year. I mean, someone clearly wanted this, sadly. Yeah. I will take your word for it. I saw something that said December, but like I said, it was really hard to find sources. So you probably found something better than I did. Because, again, this was a bit of an impulse stream decision. Someone clearly wanted this, sadly. Yeah, a lot of people want to have more information and more power and more influence over a large group of people. It's not... This is not a good thing. But... it's hard to balance being aware and being disappointed and being mad, and all of these things are valid responses, but also don't let this determine how you view everything. It's really easy to let news like this make you just feel like the world is going to crap and there's nothing we can do about it. We can. And what we do matters, and how we respond matters. Infinity says, I just heard about it when I told you, so I don't really know much more either. Yeah. Well, we either have months or weeks. Who knows? Mari says, hi Mari, by the way. Most of the things I've seen said it in August as well. Alright, so it is August. We have weeks to deal with it. Which, again, not ideal in the slightest. Very inconvenient, very frustrating. Definitely a breach of privacy and wrong on many levels. And I'll be real. I'm frustrated. I am mad about it, and I am frustrated that so many people think that they know how to fix things without ever consulting or listening to the people that it affects the most. Infinity says, rather slightly more than a single week. Yeah. What? Oh no. So coarse dirt can get packed down. And then you can lose the coarse dirt. Wonderful. Mari says, just hope enough people get upset that it turns out like the TikTok ban and they just undo it. That's what I'm talking about. So many things get offered, like something that affects Florida. You guys know I live in Florida. There was this removal of essential microwave technology that was really helpful in getting certain, like, weather patterns to our satellites when it was dark or when there was a lot of cloud cover. So it was really essential in getting us information quickly during hurricanes, and they decided to get rid of it. But then enough people complained about it, and now they're saying, well, we'll let it go on for the rest of its life. It's not great, but we got more time, and they listened. Share your opinions. Do I think children should be protected on the internet? Heck yes. You guys know how ridiculous I am about all of the guidelines and safety precautions I take with my streams and my content and what information you guys are allowed to share. Like, I care so much about the safety of individuals on the internet, but this is not the way to do it, as I'm sure everyone watching this video understands. Yeah. So, I guess the result of this stream is we all have homework to find countermeasures, like Infinity was saying, to find alternatives to YouTube. Because we have a lovely community, and we shouldn't lose community just because somebody's... We should be able to keep community. Infinity says, I might just buy Nebula. It costs way less than a Switch 2 anyways. Yeah. I just wish there was an alternative to do things with ads for those who can't spend money for it. Like, a lot of people can't afford to buy something just for access to video content. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people will go along with doxing themselves to YouTube just to keep the ad, or the just to keep the free access to video content that YouTube provides. Because there is so much valuable content on YouTube that deserves to stay available to the masses. Like, so many people create so much content for anyone to watch so that anyone can learn. Anyways, I'm beating a dead horse, metaphorically. Mari says, you said microwave technology, and for a split second I was thinking they were going to ban microwaving food, but only in Florida. I understand now, and I'm glad people banding together did something. Yes. Mari says, also we... Oh, no! I'm sorry. We cannot see the gameplay, or at least I can't, but I can still see the face cam. Thank you. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. Makes it easier on everything. So, if I switch over to, say, Googling Clipchamp again, we can look at TikTok's best trends of 2025, right? You guys can just see that. And then I'll switch over to Minecraft and you guys can still see it. Thank you for letting me know, Mari. Infinity says, I might get a new search engine too, because I have a sneaking suspicion that Google might not want to show alternatives, and Edge is just kind of useless in general. Yes. Yeah. Infinity says, I thought you were just underground, lol. The pros of Minecraft. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Welcome back, Jay. Still got Pengu stuff. Jay's on the laptop. There you go, bud. Alright. Let's add some glowberries, shall we? Mari says, welcome back, Jay. Regarding alternatives for browsers. This one, my family has done a little bit of research into, so I can... There's a couple. But I've not done research, so this is outdated information that is polluted by time and memory. So, these are just like diving points to research from, not actual solid recommendations. You can do Bing. You can do, so I got distracted by the cat. Let's see. I was doing a Koja, but I think that's connected to Chrome, so that doesn't really count. There's, of course, Yahoo and Edge, but both of those are pretty lame in my opinion. There's so many things I want to just up and Google for you guys, but unfortunately, despite my best efforts to not be, like... So, I have different internet accounts for different parts of my life. So I have one for school, one for YouTube, one for tutoring, and so on and so forth. And for YouTube, I have never given it, like, I've never given it permission to view my location. And yet it still has access to that for some dumb reason. So I don't feel safe just looking stuff up on stream because of that. Mari says, what's the one that people were getting sponsored by? I don't know. But you guys can look up stuff and start the conversation. Does anyone know what, what Mari was talking about? It was something music related. Infinity says, thankfully for me, Copy Kitty and Eigengrow are goated games that save my footage themselves. Yes. And allow you to post up to 700 hours of footage per week. Jay says, understood. Mari says, opera, I think it was. Infinity says, also maybe we could pool money for a collective lawsuit since many channels that get flagged as kids content will be even more affected. That is also an idea, but I'm not sure how to effectively do that. But I'm glad that we are proposing these ideas and we are talking about it. Because just because I don't know how to do it doesn't mean that one of you guys... Like, just because I don't know doesn't mean that you guys don't. And you guys, please use my platform as a way to connect and make a difference because you guys matter. Your voices matter. Just because I had a couple of videos go popular a couple of years ago doesn't mean that I should be the only one with access to community. Do another thing of potatoes and make some wheat bread. Let's see. When I started this stream, I had like 5 things I wanted to go over, and I'm trying to remember if I hit them all. We kind of talked about what it was. A lot of you guys already know because you're up to date and edumacated like that, which is amazing. We talked about alternatives, ways to stay... Oh! I'm thinking about starting a bit of an email letter You know when content creators have an email thread and they send it to a bunch of people, like an email list or whatever, and basically it keeps you in contact, even if like their online accounts get hacked or whatever. I'm thinking about starting one of those so that even if everything goes in the worst case scenario and we lose access to like 90% of the things that we do to stay in contact and hang out and all of that, we can still have some level of connection. Infinity says, currently I've stopped deleting my finished videos once they are uploaded, so I still have access to them for different site uploads. Good. That's a good move. What else? Does anyone know if Twitch is getting impacted in the same way? They already have certain limitations, I guess, that, or like minor policies, but it's different from YouTube, and their monetization policies are also different to YouTube. Infinity says, if I run out of space, I could uninstall some of the games I have not played in a long time. That's very true. You know what? God, would you please provide? Would you please make a way for people to be protected, for their safety to be protected, but also our rights to not be infringed on? That this just turn out in the best case possible. Would you provide a way that's not Google and YouTube and all of that? Because as small as this is, God cares about this. And while you guys might not be Christian, and I respect that, and that is totally cool, that's a huge part of my reality. That's a huge part of my identity. So, yeah. Hello, Mr. Blacksmith. Infinity says, I also won't save the footage my games save. They save it by copying inputs, which is how they do not take up tons of space. I also won't save the footage my games. Ah. Clever. You can hear that the thunder is hitting. Florida thunderstorms at 'em again. Mari says, holding hands virtually. Amen. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Tony Hawkins. He's a Christian comedian that was really popular when I was like 12 years old. So that was like ages ago, more than a decade ago. Like almost nearly 15 years ago. He did this comedy bit that is forever ingrained in my brain where it's amen, squeeze. And so now whenever people are like holding hands for prayer time, which as you might imagine, me being Christian happens a lot, I without fail not only squeeze their hands when we conclude the prayer, but I also say squeeze in that voice. Infinity says, Tony Hawk? No, Tony Hawkins. He did a couple of bits about his name being so similar, though. Jay says, I guess I'll have to find more hobbies in the real world now. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. You mean we have to actually touch grass? Well, no. You don't necessarily have to touch grass, necessarily, but, you know, do art in real life. Do sports. Doesn't matter if you're good at it, just have fun with it. Learn how to crochet, knit, sew. Unfortunately, a lot of video games are not one-time downloads and then you have it forever. They are subscription-based or online. So, like with YouTube, it used to be that I could play this offline no matter what. And now, it has to know that I'm actively a member in the Minecraft thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's irritating. I don't have the same freedoms with Minecraft as I used to. It's important to have things that not necessarily are skills, but are things that serve you in the world that are less likely to be monetizably taken away. Jay says, I've got crocheting. A lot of language learning resources are online, though. Yeah. But if you go to a thrift store or even like a college, I can assure you most colleges and libraries will have a bunch of old language learning resources that allow you to listen via like DVD, or you can access it on the library connection. Oh, that's Ember's house. Sorry, Ember. You got options even with the restrictions that we have currently. Infinity says, where I live this time of year, going outside is literal torture, unfortunately. Yeah, same. For me, I've literally been told by my doctor, hey, don't go outside after 10 a.m. or before 5 p.m. So, I still do it. Maybe I shouldn't say that on the internet, because, you know, you should always listen to your doctors if it's realistic advice. But I don't feel like that's very realistic advice, considering I have a job, and I leave that job at 3 p.m. That's smack dab in the middle of the day. Infinity says, do you think you could back up your games, the ones that would work anyway? I could, technically. It would be a lot of work, and I probably could. Mars' YouTuber ND Lily caught on video committing home invasion on an online friend's Minecraft house. For shame. I'm so sorry. Hold up. I need to go film an apology video. Hold up. Here, let me get a real blotchy face. Alright. I could do salt water, like make my eyes tear, but I think just staring for a good 30 seconds should do it. Dang, I blinked. Hi, guys. This video is gonna be really hard for me to film. For a couple of different reasons. But wish I hadn't gotten rid of my emotional support ukulele. Mari says, get your guitar out. We're on the same page. Anyways. Let's go back to Minecraft. Infinity says, I have not played much Minecraft, but I would make a base that would make your head hurt to understand. I have no doubts. I have no doubts, buddy. Infinity also says, it looks like you're the one forcing us to apologize with the starting stare. Well, yes. Ultimately, my goal is to make myself feel like I'm in the right, and that everybody accusing me of wrong, making me apologize, is wrong. Right? Why take responsibility for my own actions when I could just blame somebody else for them instead? Like, what's the point? Like, I could just blame somebody else. Why take responsibility when I could blame somebody else? You know? I'm asking the real questions here. Any hoodles. Infinity says, those in power need to remember that bread and circuses are pretty important for their power dynamic. Indeed. The arts, although not technically essential for life, are still viewed as essential because people will do... People like their arts. Or circuses, as he phrased it. Mari says, I seem to have started some sort of hive mind within my various friend groups. I enjoy having such power. And I modded you! Ah! Nah, it's all good. So, I think we've talked enough about the whole situation. Let's play some Minecraft. Let's decompress. I almost said decompose. That's not what I meant. Let's decompress. Because at the end of the day, whatever happens, we're still on each other's side. We'll figure out a way. Speaking of ways, not Waze the directions app. I have beef with Waze. It doesn't like me. I tried. But methods of getting places. I want to create a little connected space. This is probably the worst pathway ever, but that's okay. I don't finish my builds. This should honestly be a warning with how bad it is. Whomever wishes to follow this path should be prepared for just atrocities upon their sensibilities of what paths should look like. Hi, Shadow. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Marius is in relation to the same page statement, referencing their previous statement. Yes. I gotcha. I was tracking. What I'm not tracking is this wild shaft. What the heck? Mari also says, alright, chat, time to start rotting. Let's decompose for a minute. Ow, I think I did. Jay says, I'm about a third of the way through the Pokemon Ultra Moon Pokedex. Heck yeah. Shadow says, it doesn't like you in more ways than one. Thanks, Shadow, for the reminder that I can't have dairy. Infinity says, I've been uploading the End is Nigh Deathless videos. Heck yeah. Shadow also says, nice, Jay. Infinity says, don't worry, I think you were at least better than Grian when it comes to base finishing. Aww, thanks. It's probably because I'm not... Oh gosh, inventing various new ways to torture the people on the server. We're still in the being nice to each other phase. You know, when you try to help each other out instead of cause chaos. I'm sure that'll end at some point. I don't finish my builds. It's okay, Lily. Neither does Grian, a talented Minecraft build YouTuber. The hive mind continues. Mwahahaha. Shadow says, Grian has the reverse mullet style of building. Party in front, business in the back. No, don't let him have a business. He's the only businesses Grian is capable of doing are ones that just commit psychological atrocities. It's not even psychological damage. It goes further than that. Like the waiting music. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. Ah! Wow, that was really anticlimactic. Hi! You wanna explode? Fishy business. Hello! Thank you for the free membership. You're welcome. Ever since making the how to get a free membership video public, I've gotten so many more views on it lately, and I don't know why. And there are a lot of people thinking that it's fake. And I totally get it. And they're right to distrust people on the internet offering free things, because there's always a catch. But, like, I don't know. I just like offering free stuff. I like getting paid for it too, but, you know, I like to see the joy. I think the joy comes from, like, oh, it would have been not free, but now I get it for free. Like, that makes it even funner. Hi, Ender person. Oh, hi. Can you perhaps move? Infinity says, funnily enough, current world circumstances mean that even when I try to do an evil playthrough in a game like Stellaris, I just end up making a stable, happy space society, mostly. Are you talking about that one time you made that Texas-size thing or whatever? I don't exactly remember how you described it. I'm not sure that I want to quote what I think I remember. Maybe going back to what somebody said at the beginning of the stream about ways to escape, like, being evaluated for whether or not it's your childlike in your viewing strats or not. Maybe I could just do, like, an accounting review at the beginning of every stream. Instead of the starting scene screen, we just go like, alright, so the first step to understanding accounting is to know the abbreviation ALE. Assets equals liabilities plus equity. And then we just do that at the beginning of every video. That could work. That could work. Then you guys don't have to watch tax videos. Or I could label every single video as tax related. Then you guys wouldn't know what video you were watching until you were watching it. It would be like Russian roulette, but with my content. Mari says, get enough ND folks together and we start psychically communicating. Heck yeah. It's the echolalia. Echolalia? Okay, do we think it's echolalia or echolalia? Start a poll. How do you pronounce echolalia? Echolalia. Echolalia. Jay says that's true, Mari. Indeed. Indeed. Verily, forsooth. Oh, that's how I get up. Dang it. Shadow says, you mean people just go on the internet and lie? I know. Ridiculous. Totes redonks. Absolutely confuddling. Can't believe this. Mark all videos as NSFW, but then they just have a random Waluigi pop up at some point because we're never safe from Waluigi. I could do that. I could do that. But then I'd get, whoever made Waluigi would hate me forever and mark all my videos as don't watch, evil impersonator, taking visual rights. How dare. Why do I have torches? Where did these torches take me? Ooh, lava. Jay says, I told my friend about y'all, BTW. Hey, that's awesome. I'm proud of you. I know that was intimidating for you. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but it is thundering pretty wildly. Shadow says, look up spreadsheets. Infinity says, I don't understand what you mean by Texas, but are you referring to oxygen not included? Possibly. I'm really bad at names. I wish I were better at remembering what each game is and stuff, but my brain just does not work that way unless I have a personal connection with the games. And I don't. And I won't until my brain has an interest in it. Which it doesn't at the moment. Infinity says, I could just leave a tax video on silent loop for an entire day, lol. That's true. I could make public my studying videos for college and you guys could just watch that constantly. Although, honestly, I think the biggest marker of whether or not you're an adult is why did my knee make this sound? Help. Just Google various sounds of your body and then, like, WebMD or something, I don't know. Why is there just... I'm so confused here. I followed the light and it took me to a dirt block on the beach. I'm not sure what to do with that. I'm just gonna keep on reading chat and hope that it doesn't land me in hot water. Or cold water. Blah, 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 blah. The thunder is making it hard for me to read. Oh gosh, I hear a child. Can we remove children, but not in the way that YouTube is trying to do it? Like, remove them in a way that still maintains rights, but I don't have to deal with them antagonizing me. Please? If I do a summary video of this, my hook is just gonna be like, look, I hate children just as much as any other Minecraft player, but I still think they deserve to have rights. Okay, so I know I tried to make this bridge. I missed a lot of chat messages. I'm sorry. I'm gonna read them, I promise. I'm just struggle bussing with the brain cells since it's raining so hard. I'm also evaluating when I need to leave the house for the 4 o'clock thing. Okay. I don't see any monsters. Ember's here! Hello! Infinity says, never safe from Waluigi, that is perfect. Mari says, wah! Infinity says, then fine, or make legally distinct Waluigi. Mari says, no wait, that's King. Wah! King Waluigi is wah! There you go. Ember says, hello all, I hope your week or weekend is going well and that Minecrafting is going well too. Yeah, it is. How about you? We were talking about the, minor ban, basically. That's a really simplified and incorrect way to summarize it. But basically AI, YouTube is gonna have AI decide who deserves to be on the internet versus not. And it's lame, and it should be banned. The idea, not the people. Ember says, I saw the poll of the pronunciation of echolalia/echolalia, and it's interesting to see the two different options, right? Everyone is saying echolalia. We have 4 votes, and it's all echolalia. Okay. I missed a comment. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Look up spread. I don't know. I'm sorry. Mari says, Wandaliligi. Oh, I hate it so much. Infinity says, knowing YouTube, anything animated will get flagged. Ember says, adulthood always goes back to random body noises and pains as you age. Yes, especially the knees or the back. Infinity says, I am actually doing the tax idea right now. Remember, how society treats children is pretty big hint on how they want adults to be. Yup. Infinity says, also you missed a comment. I'm not sure what the comment was. Thanks for letting me know. I still don't know. Ember says, children. They can be great, but they're children, so that can be... But they're children, so that can vary. Yeah. Mari says, I watched a part of K-pop Demon Hunters, everyone. Was right. Everyone was right. It is good. Heck yeah. Infinity says they're eradicating minors. Yeah. Yeah. Maurice has been listening to How It's Done and Takedown a lot lately. Good songs. Jay says, yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters music is so good. Ember says, oh yes, I've heard of that. Did they not know that children can lie? But at the same time, having an algorithm do it most likely isn't the best idea. Infinity says, I will post the comment again. Thank you. Ember says, K-pop Demon Hunters is great, and songs are still rotating in the playlist in my head. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I am probably not going to get into it because neither of those things sound interesting to me. But I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. And you're welcome to talk about it. All you'd like. Whee! Okay, I'm gonna be real, I don't know where I'm going. I lost my way. I lost my way. Infinity says the comment has been posted. If it's a real comment, I don't check comments until later. So. I thought you meant a message in chat. But if you're talking about like a genuine comment on YouTube, I don't check that till later. Oh, now we have pillars of dirt. I'm gonna follow the pillars of dirt. That's probably gonna take me somewhere important. Infinity says also, do you want to play Cuphead with me? I don't know what Cuphead is. Maybe sometime off stream we could do that. And I could see how I like it. Is YouTube being a jerk? No, I think I just finally registered the question. My brain's being a jerk. Therefore, I'm being a jerk. No, I'm teasing. Soda Pop is the only song that I'm annoyed is stuck in my head, lol. The torches and dirt are me. I was making a long path to the snow biome to the grasslands. Oh, okay. Oh, is that snow biome our snow biome? That's good to know. Thanks for letting me know, Ember. Oh, I love leaf litter. Infinity says Cuphead stream would be funny though, since you would be new to the game and I am extremely rusty. Yes. I still want to do it off of stream though. We can talk about it more outside of stream because I have reasons that I don't share on stream necessarily. But yeah, we'll talk about it off of stream. And then if you guys see Cuphead in the future, you'll know what happened. I see a jungle plank? Nope, just a normal oak plank. This is birch. Ember says, Cuphead, it's this 2017 2D platformer game in a 1930s style. It's good, but frustrating plot. Lol. Ember says, yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Infinity says, YouTube, show Lily my chat message or I will be your downfall. What are you talking about? Community moderation. What's going on? What am I not seeing? Let me just make you an approved user. I know who you are. You're Infinity! You're Kermit! Mwahaha! Is your chat message Cuphead? YouTube might be borking. I don't know how the internet works. I just open my mouth and let it feed me whatever crap it wants. I don't educate myself about nothing. I just take whatever it wants to tell me. And I take it without a single grain of salt. Why would I judge what the internet wants to tell me? The internet is all-knowing. I will bathe YouTube in Quasaric fire. Alright, let me see. What is happening? Save. Okay. Ember says, the internet has a lot to say. All of the time. It can be exhausting. Ember says, the wet fire? Ah. The Quasaralanak. I don't know. Should probably put my shield back on, considering I keep on trying to use it and failing. Alright, see if you can reload, perhaps. Look up what a quasar is. Fan funding, top chat, live chat. Yeah, it's not showing me anything different. Alright. Well, now that I've gotten myself properly lost and injured in this world, Finity says I sent you the lost chat message directly. Okay. I am looking it up now. The catch is that I harvest the souls of everyone who gets a membership and feed them to you-know-who. Fascinating. On that brilliant note, let's log off and say goodbye for now. I think that's a lovely stream. Good what, hour long? Yeah. Not too long. But you know, we got some nice storms happening. Can you see that? Oh, we're gonna get thundered again. There it is. Ember says, so it's like the middle of a black hole, but with fire? Apparently. Mari says, simply put, a quasar is a space thing that gives off a lot of energy. It's found in black holes. I'm going to start the buy train. Thank you. Oh, I didn't actually log out of Minecraft. Let me disconnect so that I don't accidentally kill myself with a mob of some sort. Infinity says, black hole with an orbiting ring of tons of stellar mass. Yes. Bye. Bye, Ember. Let me make this higher. And then put chat over here. Jay says, it's nice seeing you all again. Goodbye. Take care of yourselves. Infinity says bye. Mari says it was nice catching up. Ember says, even if I wasn't here long, thanks for the stream. Have a good rest of your weekend all and a good upcoming week. You guys as well. Take care. Love to you all. You tried. Bye. There you go. Bye, Infinity. Bye, Ember. Bye, Jay. You'll get there. Bye. Bye, Jay. And I don't know if Mari wants to do a bye or not. Usually they do. Quasars are known as the brightest objects in the universe. Well, obviously, they haven't met Gaston, because no one's as bright as Gaston. Except for maybe Belle, because she can read. Alright, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for contributing to the education of what's happening on YouTube with different people and our rights. Bye, Shadow. Thank you for the bap. Bap! I bapped myself. Hope you're happy. Hehehehe. Yeah, we got some homework to do. Researching alternatives to YouTube. Alternatives to staying in contact. And, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It might not be okay for a while, but it'll be okay. Alright. Bye! Bye again. Thanks for hanging out.